Are you as good at things as you think you are? Can you accurately read and understand other people's perspectives? Are you better than average at problem solving and critical thinking? Understanding our own level of competence and how it compares to others can provide us with more than a self-esteem boost. It can also help us determine when we should trust our own decisions and instincts and when it's necessary to seek out the advice of others. However, research in psychology suggests that we often struggle to accurately evaluate ourselves. In fact, it's common for individuals to overestimate their abilities. This is known as the Dunning-Kruger effect, a phenomenon that has been extensively studied and documented by researchers. The Dunning-Kruger effect was first described in 1999 by psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger. They found that people with the least ability in a certain area were often the most likely to overestimate their skills. This effect has been replicated in over 100 studies, showing that people tend to overestimate their abilities in a wide range of disciplines, from health and leadership skills to ethics and beyond. But why do we do this? Well, the Dunning-Kruger effect occurs when people lacking knowledge and skill in specific areas make mistakes and poor decisions, but also lack the expertise to recognize their errors. This is known as metacognitive incompetence. For example, in a study of software engineers, 32% at one company and 42% at another placed themselves in the top 5% of performers. Similarly, 88% of American drivers describe themselves as having above-average driving skills. These aren't isolated findings, and on average, people tend to rate themselves better than most in various disciplines. Interestingly, those with the least ability are often the most likely to overestimate their skills. People with poor logical reasoning, grammar, financial knowledge, math, emotional intelligence, and chess skills tend to rate their expertise as favorably as actual experts do. So who is most susceptible to this delusion? Unfortunately, it affects all of us, as we all have areas of incompetence we are unaware of. When psychologists Dunning and Kruger first described the effect in 1999, they argued that people lacking knowledge and skill in particular areas suffer a double curse. First, they make mistakes and reach poor decisions. But second, those same knowledge gaps also prevent them from catching their errors. It is important to note that the Dunning-Kruger effect is not just a result of ego blinding us to our weaknesses, as people are often willing to admit their deficits once they can spot them. In one study, students who had initially done badly on a logic quiz and then took a mini course on logic were quite willing to label their original performances as awful. So, what can you do to find out how good you actually are at various things? First, ask for feedback from other people and consider it, even if it's hard to hear. Second, and more important, keep learning. The more knowledgeable we become, the less likely we are to have invisible holes in our competence. In conclusion, the Dunning-Kruger effect is a psychological phenomenon that affects us all. By seeking feedback and continuously learning, we can fight this effect and gain a more accurate understanding of our abilities.